Okay, Kyle, we got the phone. We got the phone available, and the phone is ringing. And I'm gonna pick up. I'm going to play all of it. Okay. I'm going to be the coach, and I'm also going to be Scott Perry, and I will either take the call or hang up. All right.
All right.
So let's start with our first call. Hi, this is Scott Perry. Oh, hello. Yeah. Hi, this is Scott Perry. Hey, Scott. It's Frank Vogel. Play the dial tone, Kyle. No, thank you, Frank Vogel. No, thank you, Frank Vogel.
No,
thank you. No,
that's a hard no for him.
It's out. And this is from Basket News. I'm going through some of the names, 11 best available coaches in 2025. I'm skipping over their best free agent NBA coaches, Michael Malone. I'm going to skip over that one. Their third best is Mike Brown. I'm going to skip over that one as well because obviously those two will not be. All right, Kyle, ring that phone. Hey, this is Scott Perry. What's up? It's Taylor Jenkins, former coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. Hello, Taylor. How's it going, my man? What you want to talk about? Oh, I was just incessantly calling you about the Kings role. I'm taking Taylor Jenkins' call. I'd have to. I'd have to.
You know, I don't want to be a comedy snob here, but if you're going to do the stand-up comedy bit, you got to change the inflection of your voices for different people. No one knows when you're Scott Perry and when you're the other guy.
That's a slippery slope, Kyle. We're just trying to get through Friday, brother. We're trying to get through Friday. Ring the phone again, Kyle. Hello? Hey, what's up? It's Scott Perry. Hi, this is Sam Cassell. I've been part of an NBA's coaching staff for over a decade, and I've earned widespread recognition as one of the top NBA assistant coaches. In John Schumann's annual GM survey, I was named one of the league's top assistant coaches, receiving 7% of the vote in 2023. A year later, I topped the list with 15%, further solidifying my reputation as a rising coaching star. I'm taking that call, Kyle. You have to. He's been doing it for so long. Somebody's going to give him a chance.
I've been very fascinated why Sam Cassell hasn't gotten a head coaching offer yet, because I'm not going to say like Bieniemy, because we found out Eric Bieniemy actually wasn't that good, but this is a guy who was with the Doc Rivers Clippers teams with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. He was the lead assistant for the Joel Embiid 76ers. Mm-hmm. He was a lead assistant in Boston for their championship last year. Like, he's one of those guys where I don't really know why nobody has taken the chance on him yet.
He's like 2 years away from being the Eric Bieniemy of the NBA, because he was supposed to pop probably like 2 years ago.
But he's also 55 now, so it's like even if he gets a head coaching job, he's like Rick Carlisle's age.
Yeah. All right. Who's on the phone? Hey, this is Scott Perry. Who am I speaking with? It's Steve Nash. It's Steve. No, sorry, Steve. I got to go.
Oh, from that podcast.
Go back to the podcast, Steve. Go back to the podcast. I'm sorry, Steve.
Remember how crazy that was when Kevin Durant got him the Brooklyn Nets head coaching job because he was his personal coach in Golden State?
I'm sorry, Steve. I gotta run. I really wish we could chat, but I gotta run. All right, let's do it again. Hello? Hey, it's Scott Perry. Hi, it's Mike Boonnoser. Sorry, Mike, we gotta go. Mike, no, I will see you.
That's a two-time coach of the year.
Mike, I will see you when I see you, man.
Damn.
Hope the family's well.
Two-time coach of the year. You're just dismissing him. NBA champion, who I still think they should have fired on the parade float.
Hope the family's well, Mike. We'll talk to you soon, okay? All right, Kyle. Hi, it's Scott Perry. Who am I speaking with? You're speaking with Becky Hammon. I'm one of the best I was one of the best WNBA players of my generation and a Hall of Famer. I have NBA coaching experience working as an assistant under Greg Popovich for 8 seasons, and I was put in charge of the Spurs Summer League team in 2015. I do seem happy coaching in the WNBA, but if I were more actively looking, I'd be number 1 on a lot of lists. I've been close to landing NBA jobs before and had the backing of Dame Lillard, which might help you in some of those conversations. I was a finalist for the opening in Portland in 2021 before the Blazers went with Chauncey Billups. I like the new. If you see where I'm going with this, I like the new stuff. Give me Becky Hammon. I'm taking that call. Now, granted, I'm not saying that I'm taking any of these coaches over Doug Christie, but I'm taking the call.
Yeah, this is kind of the time if Becky were to make the jump, even if it's like his elite assistant position, because the Aces are kind of going through a pivot right now. But I kind of feel like she's going to keep being the best coach in the WNBA for a while.
All right, Kyle, who's on the line next? Hello? Yes. Yeah. Who am I speaking with? Yeah, this is Terry Stotts. Okay. And if you need proof of my coaching chops, just look at my resume with the Blazers. I had a ton of experience, also a connection to Dame Lillard, making the postseason 8 consecutive times and getting to the conference finals. I'm a known quantity and I'm a known entity in this role. I've also excelled since leaving that job, working for an assistant under Steve Kerr with the Warriors, and they have introduced many of my blocker mover offensive concepts that made those Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum-led teams so hard to guard. This is a tough one because I like the young blood, and he's right on the cusp of being off the coaching carousel, but I'm going to give him his respect. I'm going to take Terry Stotts' call. No, I'm going to take the call.
I feel like we got to aim a little bit higher.
I'm taking that call.
No, Terry Stotts is a very good coach. I just think we've already chosen 3 or 4 candidates we want to interview, which, by the way, I think is a good strategy, but we know what that guy's reputation is at this point. And I'm not saying for better or for worse. It's just he did what he did in Portland, and the fact he hasn't gotten another serious consideration for a job in 5 years is
is he if you've ever watched Us with Jordan Peele, is he the upside down version of Mike Brown? Right?
I guess. I mean, I'm trying to think what a good
well respected, but I don't know that I want you to lead my team again.
Yeah, I kind of think of him what's his name? Like Scott Brooks. Did a great job by all accounts in Oklahoma City, got 2 head coaching jobs. I don't think anyone really wants to hire him as a head coach again. So
yeah,
he's Damian Lillard's guy, though. So if we want to go get Damian Lillard and that'll help get Dame, then maybe, but whatever.
Yeah. So I think we've done enough with the phone ringing because I want to go through some of the other assistant coaches that others might not be very familiar with. So that was a fun game. We don't want to ring everyone's ears off, but this is from basketnews.com. James Borrego, currently the associate head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans, a name that will be on the radar this offseason. He served, again, as a longtime assistant under Popovich in San Antonio, played a role in 2 NBA championship runs with the Spurs. Borrego has the pedigree and experience of a strong head coaching candidate. People are bringing up the Van Gundys as well. They can go. Was it Jeff is with the Clippers right now?
Yeah, and the Clippers all seem to really respect him.
Yeah, so give me Jeff. I'll take his call. You have James Borrego did have a stint as a head coach with the Charlotte Hornets from 2018 to 2022. Never led them to the playoffs. Made steady progress. Ew, that's why you take these jobs. I'm like, the Charlotte Hornets.
You know what's funny about that, though, is weirdly, because they went to the play-in twice, he's the most successful Hornets coach of the last 15 years, even though he never made the playoffs, just because the Hornets are so bad.
They're so bad. Micah Nori has gained a unique level of recognition in Minnesota, thanks in part to his insightful game interviews breaking down the Timberwolves play. However, his growing reputation extends far beyond that. He's now widely regarded as one of the league's top assistant coaches. In the 2024 NBA General Managers Survey, he tied, actually, with Sam Cassell as the best assistant coach in the league, further solidifying his case as a rising candidate for a head coaching job. That is what is fascinating to me. Obviously, we know Scott Perry has a lot of connections. Are those connections more so about the Terry Stotts and the Frank Vogels of the world and guys that are closer to the end of the carousel? What's his connection to the rising stars? And you look at a James Borrego, just because of that stint in Charlotte, I don't know that I can take Borrego over or Norrie over Doug Christie. These rising star candidates, it's tough. Sam Cassell has been around so long, I could see it. But if you don't have more experience than Doug Christie, it's for Scott Perry, it's a hard sell to Vivek, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's tough. I think Borrego's also one of the lead candidates for the Suns job too, which I don't know what that says about the Suns job, but yeah. Borrego is one of those people that's always had the respect, but isn't necessarily seen as like a high upside hire. I think the underlying point though is that no one really knows exactly what makes a good coaching hire. And so sometimes going through an extensive interview process and trying to identify your guy is a good way to get a little bit of insight. It's why we were all a little bit surprised that they just immediately hired Scott Perry without any process of interviewing.
Well, the Nuggets lose again